95% of all world trade moves on water. By the year 2020, international trade is projected to triple, and water will remain the most practical mode of transportation. For a myriad of reasons, domestic trade is turning more and more to marine transportation as well. Highway congestion, emissions, and freight costs are all reduced, and our roads become safer. The maritime industry is also an essential component of our national security. Consider that during the Gulf War, 95% of military supplies traveled by ship. The maritime industry is experiencing profound technological changes. Ships are getting larger, faster, safer, and consequently, more complex. Port facilities and the connections to land-based transportation are getting more sophisticated as well. Intense global and domestic competition are making productivity more important than ever. Efficiency here and throughout America's intermodal transportation system has an enormous impact on our entire economy. A steady flow of trained professionals is imperative for the system to run at peak levels. And the premier educational institution for these men and women is the United States Merchant Marine Academy and its Global Maritime and Transportation School at Kings Point, New York. The Academy is operated by the Maritime Administration within the U.S. Department of Transportation. Kings Point's mission is to produce highly trained professionals who will honorably serve the economic and security interests of the country. Congress established the Academy at Kings Point while the country was embroiled in World War II. No other federal academy ever faced such a trial by fire the moment its doors opened. While enrolled at the Academy, many midshipmen bravely crossed the treacherous sea lanes. 142 paid with their lives, a legacy of sacrifice the Academy will never forget. Kings Point remains today the only federal academy that sends its students into theaters of war. Graduates occupy leadership positions throughout the maritime and transportation industries and in all branches of the armed services. The Academy's progressive, high-tech curriculum ensures that every graduate is equipped with 21st century tools. Applicants come from all 50 states and various U.S. territories, each with a congressional nomination. Only the very best are appointed. The Academy serves America in unique ways. It's the only college that requires every graduate to obtain a license as a merchant marine officer. This license must be maintained for a minimum of 6 years. All graduates are also required to work for 5 years in the U.S. maritime industry, afloat or ashore, and serve 8 years in the Naval Reserve, making Kings Point one of the largest sources of Naval Reserve officers. In lieu of these obligations to the maritime industry and the reserves, a graduate may elect to go directly into any branch of the armed services as an active duty commissioned officer. The scope, complexities, and relentless innovations of global intermodal trade create ongoing challenges for every transportation professional. The processes and technologies learned yesterday may not apply to tomorrow's world. Continuing education is no longer a choice. It's a necessity. The Academy responded to this need by creating a self-funded organization called GMATS, short for Global Maritime and Transportation School. GMAT's mission is to provide advanced education and training for maritime and transportation professionals from the private sector, military, and government. More than 140 courses provide the tools to promote a safe, efficient, secure, and environmentally friendly intermodal transportation system. GMATS offers three major divisions of study: nautical science, marine engineering, and transportation logistics and management. It also serves as an official training site for the U.S. Army, the U.S. Navy, and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's Officer Corps. At Kings Point, knowledge doesn't come exclusively from books and blackboards. It comes from doing the real thing. That might include dismantling a diesel engine or navigating the narrow channels of New York's East River. The U.S. Merchant Marine Academy sits on 83 idyllic waterfront acres on Long Island Sound, not far from Manhattan. Here you will find one of the finest waterfront training facilities in the world. GMATS also makes frequent trips to the nearby Port of New York and New Jersey to observe intermodal transportation and logistics facilities at work. And when the real thing is not available, Kings Point offers advanced computerized simulators. They recreate incredible lifelike engine room and bridge situations anywhere in the world. Students encounter every detail of a port or engine room under any possible condition. GMATS faculty include more than 300 subject matter experts from the military, government, academia, and private sector transportation organizations. They all have one thing in common: they teach from experience. The GMATS 40-person advisory board is equally mixed. Members come from maritime companies, finance, chartering, active duty military, trucking, railroads, logistics, banking, security, and insurance, to name a few. The diversity of both the faculty and advisory board ensures that the GMATS curriculum remains progressive and balanced. While GMATS is a vital link in maintaining a healthy American intermodal transportation system, it also encourages worldwide trade and cooperation between nations by training professionals from the international community. Through the ongoing exchange of ideas and experiences, students return to their respective countries better equipped to improve their nation's intermodal transportation system and to participate in the global economy. There is no other maritime and transportation institution for continuing education that unites such a diversity of professionals. As a nation, we must continue to develop and refine the finest intermodal transportation system in the world if we're to maintain our economic vitality and national security. Through its education, training, and research initiatives, GMATS will ensure that maritime and transportation professionals are able to keep pace with ever-increasing technological change. The United States Merchant Marine Academy and its Global Maritime and Transportation School will continue to educate and train these professionals to help ensure a prosperous and peaceful future for America and for the world.